Good afternoon, geometry guys. It's Mr. Jeffries coming at you from 6th period. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the bell. Alright, so we're going over your study guide. Okay. Now, before I know people will ask. People will ask probably right after I make this statement. But your study guide is set up just like your exam. It follows the same format. It follows the same type of questions. And yes, you still get to have an orange sheet on the exam. Now, so addition postulate. Okay, it says that this plus this and then this is that. So it only says set it up, don't solve. Now, how many, I have 84 Algebra 1 students, how many Algebra 1 students do you think are not going to understand or that's going to try to solve that? You know there was like another plug like right there beside Savannah. Okay, well, all right. So, that was number 1. Number 2. You actually have to solve this one. It tells you that these two are congruent. Whoops. That's not what I want to do first. I lost something once. Okay, there you go. I know this would be kind of difficult for some people to, you do know the orange sheet. I would probably say, you know, number 1, 2 of those things add up to something else. Number 2, set them equal to each other. But that would make sense. Where are you, common sense? My students need you. Alright, so number 3, you actually need to know the angle type before you set it up. So these are actually, there's 2 ways you could say this. This is supplementary or linear pair. Alright. So, let's see, 6x plus 13 plus 180. Notice there's only one set of equal sign in there, not 3. Again, I don't know where all this multitude of equal signs are coming in. Alright, but again, no reason why.
I forgot. What does linear pair mean? I know supplementary carbonate. I forgot what linear pair means.
Okay, so if I can name it as linear pair or supplementary, what do you think linear pair means? Let's see, and let's look at the equation we just set up. Okay, so we said this angle plus this angle is 180. Linear pair is the same thing as supplementary. A linear pair is an angle formed by a line cut. Hence the pair linear. Alright. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Alright. X values go here. Y values go here. That means that 4 and 8 go here, 6 and 11 go here. Now, you can do this in a calculator. No, don't do it all at once. People will still. I still don't know why people are putting like X and Y and stuff in there. I've told y'all 1,000 times not to. That's why we're going to take that field trip to the place with the highly electrified fence. Bless you. Bless you. So this one, you either get 8.5 or 17 over 2. Either one is okay. I love the fact we have 2 screens on this side of the room, and yet we have people facing the opposite side. They're just seeing how much they can rage bait me. All right. Now, I will probably change this for the exam where y'all aren't writing in here, because some of y'all's handwriting looks like a Parkinson's patient writing a letter in a 10.5 earthquake. So I'll probably have like match the letter to where it goes. But until then, that's one of my favorite things about having the chairs like that, is that so many kids hit their head on the wall or their elbows. It's kind of like, when teachers quit telling students to quit leaning back in your seat. I'm like, please do it. Please give me a reason to have to scoop up part of your brains with a paper towel. So?
Mommy, my teacher was very violent.
Yeah, I had an email from a parent. They're like, why is my child not doing well in your class? I'm like, well, they will actually not listen to what I'm telling them to do. And they're like, well, really? I said, do they do exactly what you tell them to do at home? They're like, no. I said, okay, it's not going to magically happen here. Yeah, I had a mom when I taught at the other school system. They're like, so how can I get my child to pay attention? And I'm like, well, or to be better, I said, well, there's this new method. It's called the BELT method. I highly suggest you use it. All right. So 6, 7, and 8, you are going to have to know these definitions and such. So this angle and this angle, these are alternate exterior. And yes, you can shorthand them. I actually want you to answer stuff the way I'm writing it, not some other way. These are alternate interior. And then these are corresponding. Okay, so again, there's a reason why I post these completed notes online, why I record the lessons. It's not trying to make me, Insta famous or popular. It's actually to help y'all. I have a feeling that some people, like if I had a problem on the test, I'm like, please put a poorly drawn circle in this area. And people would do every other shape but that. All right. Number 9. this angle here is equal to this angle here plus this angle here. Bless you. Do 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 do. And again, I'm only putting what is asked in those boxes. Just like, on your test yesterday, had boxes for reduced ratios. And people put the unreduced ratios in the answer spot and then the actual reduced ratio somewhere else. That's not how I said to do it. I think I have video of me saying don't do it this way. And then somebody got mad because I wrote on their test, why did you put these, why did you answer these like this? Because you're wrong. Alright, there's two ways you can actually set this one up. You can set it up like this. Or you can set it up like this. Now, crazy thing, by the way, that I actually write my notes, it's super similar to how you would actually put it in the calculator. You mean there's a connection there? Well, there's more of a connection there than it is in some of y'all's brains, but second squared. Yeah, somebody today said they asked if they could use their practice test on the exam, and I said no. I said, but you can use an orange sheet. They're like, wait, you mean that we can copy stuff down from our practice, our study guide, and put our orange sheet? I'm like, yeah. Breaking news. .9928. So this is 6.93. I wonder how I knew how to do that, round that and stuff. I bet there's no words anywhere to tell me how to do that. Ain't that right? Yep. You good? Okay. All right. Number 11. You're going to have a problem like this. Not necessarily this one, but like this. You need to see, all right, set up the equation. I'm asking for x. All right, so I know I'm going to have this. I wonder which angle corresponds to D. Well, that would be A. If you look at the congruent statement, all right. Now, as soon as we get done with this, I'm going to post the completed notes and all that other kind of stuff. So, in case you might have missed something. I do that all the time. My seniors in my second period class, because they actually had a handout today, and I recorded. They're like, "Wait, you do this?" And I showed them. They're like, "You do this for your regular classes?" I said, "Yeah." They're like, "How are people failing?" I'm like, "That's a good question." All right. This cracked me up yesterday because so many people answered. I know y'all didn't have these boxes. You were supposed to already do them, and I just didn't want to. I didn't change it. So many people told me the right square root, but when you wrote the answer, it was the wrong one. Now, unfortunately, there was one student in third period. They had a 98, and the only reason they had a 98 is because they did not put the square root right here on this after, and they're like, I forgot. I'm like, I mentioned it a bunch. And we're going to multiply by root 2. And, we're going to actually, by the way, FYI, BT dubs, TBH, if we had, 5 root 2, and we divided by root 2, you just have 5. We're going to go over one of those from the test here soon, because I've been venting. All right, reduced ratios. Again, I don't understand if you're allowed stuff that how people are still missing things. All right. So now notice I'm going to put the non-reduced ratios not in the answer box. And then put the reduced ratio in there. Blasphemy. Then 24 over 32, 3 over 4. All right, and there we go. All right, so we have plenty of time to start working on your orange sheet. Might want to hold up on the Norwegian reindeer tickle. And don't forget, Monday we will actually have a practice exam where you'll get it. You'll turn it in. I will grade it, as in I will say how much you missed or how much you got right, but I won't put that in the grade book. And then Tuesday we'll be going over it. So don't forget, hit like and subscribe to the bell. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.